Hello everyone, welcome back. Or, welcome actually, let's see. We're gonna have some matches tonight, hopefully everyone's doing well. We are a bit late to this one, but we are currently having some issues with players, so we have time. We have two matches scheduled for tonight. They're both involving the Titl and Emelee squad. Start with the up-and-coming cup, then we'll move on to the Indy Gaming League. Our first match is Double Up Gaming versus Titl and Emelee. Hello Sonic Chaos, how you doing? Well, you're doing well. And I'm gonna run the prediction right now, actually. I'm gonna get that. As we are, again, still having issues with players and stuff, so we are making sure to get that sorted out. As here is the current rosters that they're going with. Double Up Gaming will be on the blue side. Ttil and Emelee will be on the orange. And for both these teams, a win, definitely a good thing here to end off with. As current standings reflect, Titl and Emelee is the current 6th place team, and they're in the 13 teams currently left in their double up is number 12. It's only the top 10 make it, so of the 13 teams left, the double up needs to get wins at the end of the season. They want to find themselves up with the others in the playoff bracket. Ttil and Emelee, though, a win here could help secure a spot. They have not secured it yet. It's going to take a little bit for them to do it. We have a best of 5 to determine this match, and right after this we'll have Thanatos versus Ttil and Emelee. Another best of 5, but this one will be for the Indy Gaming League playoffs. As again, we are making sure that everything can be fixed, sorted out, and worked on. Again, one of the teams is having troubles with contacting one of their players, so we are going to see if we can get anything working. But again, this is an important match of these teams. As Turner is now redeeming the water break. Alright, Turner. Here's some water. There you go, there's some water for you. Again, make sure to vote in that prediction poll who you think will win. Double Up Gaming or Titl and Emelee. Both these teams. We've seen what they've been able to do. And well, actually we haven't seen Double Up on the stream yet, but we have seen Titl and Emelee a couple times already. They are a pretty good team. They're a pretty methodical team. They like to keep control, like to play it slower. Meaning that but they can be outpaced if Double Up Gaming is choosing to play with speed, but not going to be easy for this team. They need to really prove a lot of people wrong here if they're going to make it to the playoffs, because Double Up Gaming currently having a season that has not gone well for them for most of it, and we're very close to the playoffs. I believe we have this week and then week 6, and that's it. Then we go to the playoffs. So Double Up Gaming is going to be one of those. It will want to be one of those teams that can make sure that they can go as far as possible. Again, the lobby is up. We are making sure that both teams can get in. Want to play it? Yeah, I'm so sorry about that, Yuldi. Oh well, man. You know. I guess you guys do get your win. But again, we do have Double Up versus Titl and Emelee. Again, making sure that these teams do join. We know Titl and Emelee's here. Double Up Gaming is currently having issues with contacting one of their players. We'll make sure that everybody's getting into the lobby. Hopefully everyone is doing well. I'm a little more energetic than I was a few hours ago when but you know, still a little bit of low energy here. I will not be able to bring this for tomorrow, because tomorrow I've got 3 different matches all in a row. I'm gonna need to bring energy for that, and then it'll be 5, then it'll be 4. It's gonna be a long 3 days, isn't it? Well, 4 days, I guess, technically, these 2 matches, but we'll get through it, don't worry. I'm used to having to do a decent amount of work, and what's even crazier is I have a match for a league on Sunday as well, so I'm gonna be tired on Sunday with having to play in a match. Again, if as soon as school starts, that'll be an excuse for me to do less. I probably will be doing a little less. Who knows? So again, we are making sure everybody can be accounted for. As we are getting messages, we are actually starting pretty late here. So you never saw this you never saw both these teams play. Oh really? Well, to be fair, they haven't played each other yet. Again, we are making sure that everybody's in before we actually start. You know who's Frost. Cool. That's cool, you know who Frost is. Yeah, again, double up. Pretty notable org in this league. As again, it's oh, I clicked the wrong thing. It's Frost, Wade, Spoonie, and then they have Coach Jess. So they bullied me into putting him on the list. So I'm gonna I put him there for them. I'm sure they're very happy with it. On the other side of Titl Emelee will be Beige, Dimensions, Galaxy Swordsman, Big Ronton, and Canine Bird. I'll be wondering who they actually play. Usually it seems to be a combination of Beige, Dimensions, and Big Ronton, but sometimes Galaxy Swordman's in there, sometimes Canine Bird's playing. So it just depends on the day, really, who they play. As again, we are making sure that we get everything done. We actually are going to... They do have a match at 11 p.m. as well that they really need to get to, so... Emelee is not going to want to forfeit these matches. I'm going to try to get them done as quickly as possible for them. Meaning skipping replays as quick as possible in the breaks. Probably not changing maps all that much anyways. Just to give them as much time as possible. In that we're probably going to be stacking on Manfield Night for the most part. Which I'm fine with. Again, we want to make sure that everybody's getting in to the lobby. We are quite late now. We might actually see a double up forfeit, which I hope that doesn't happen. As I think we'll probably just go to the in-game here because while they aren't all in... Oh, there it is. It's loaded. Oh, and there's Frost. It looks like they are joining. At least Frost has. And then there's Plasma. And will that mean that oh, they have Plasma playing for them? Plasma, interesting. That's a player. That's, I guess I'd say like a sub that they need. Plasma is actually on DYS. I was meant to play earlier today, but they had the forfeit, so looks like they're gonna have him in as a sub. Never knew about this, but we're gonna have Plasma, Spoonie, and Frost versus Beige, Canine Bird, Dimensions. And here we go. It's a best of 5. First team to win 3 takes the series. As here comes Titl and Emelee. They're gonna start off with Dimensions, trying to find the net there. Just dinks off the crossbar. Now double up on the way back. It's Spoonie in for Frost. Frost shot down! Saved by Dimensions. And pass out the Plasma. But Beige carries it through. He's going to take the dribble out of defense. Already showing some good plays here is Titl 1. As they are not just clearing it away. It's a common problem for a lot of these teams that are on the lower end of this bracket. Although Titl 1 is not. They have proven themselves as a pretty worthy team, but a lot of teams do like to put in clears in this league. Being able to take control a lot more important in your momentum game and keeping your pressure and forcing other teams to have to challenge. Clears, not always the worst idea, but not always the best idea at the same time. So when Emelee just looking to see if they can make every game as quick as possible, trying to sweep out double up. As double up is looking for Owen to give them some momentum in these last few weeks, to give them that chance of making it into that final bracket as Dimensions flicks onto the net! And Dimensions will score first for Titl and Emelee. A flick over Frost. As Frost, the last man back, wasn't really guarding the net there. He was kind of stuck to the post. And Titl and Emelee off to a one goal lead at the very beginning of game 1. Now can they carry that through? It's Beige. To the back wall, looking for a double down. Can't get it. Canine Bird jumped as well. And Titl and Emelee. That double commit actually doesn't hurt them all that badly. Dimensions is having a one-man show here. As he dribbles across the team. Pass and field for K9. In front of the net for Beige. Beige bumped away by Frost. Double up, survive. And they need the clear though, and Spoonie's gonna get it. Canine Bird jumps in to put it right back into double up gaming half. As Frost is bumped out of the way, Canine Bird will score. A bump play by Dimensions on Frost. And to remove him out of the pitch. And if they keep this up, Titl and Emelee is looking to add more to their own tally instead of double ups. As this demo from Dimensions is going to give them a third goal now. Titl and Emelee scoring with efficiency. As another demo leads to a goal. Sorry, another aggressive play, not a demo. The last goal didn't come from a demo, it came from a bump. As these games continue going. Cannonbird try to clear it out. When they dunk on Frost, can't get it. Frost is going to go up and double up Gaming. Again, they still want to win this. They still want to take a series. It's going to be tough for them. Shot saved away by Dimensions. It's infield, but Plasma, he doesn't put it on target. Double up Gaming. An opportunity to get their first goal of the series, and they aren't able to make it. Plasma's shot is off target. Ttil and Emelee still keep him shut out, and now Dimensions runs downfield, completes his hat-trick. 3 goals for the man, and Titl and Emelee now 4 up in game 1. With half the game left, all these do is hold this lead, and they'll take game 1 and start off the series strong. As Dimensions off the kickoff, trying to get him a 5th goal, can't do so. It's double up, who is now looking to respond. Passing field for Plasma! And there it is! Spoonie in for Plasma. Plasma, a surprise substitute here for double up Gaming. As Spoonie's pass is connected, and Plasma puts it in the net. And Plasma is a player for DYS, so having to jump in, substitute in for what I believe is Wade, who isn't able to play here for double up. And it's now Spoonie into the corner. Taps around, trying to get down under Beige. Beige's tap. Canine Bird doesn't collect it. Titl needs this out. Beige beats out both defenders and now can dribble it. But no flicks coming. He does not have a lot of boost. And Spoonie to bring it the other way. Shot on. No. Canine Bird will stop it. Plasma. And now Frost. Frost doesn't get it. Spoonie up for it. Tapped down to himself. Dimensions is early to challenge though, and cuts away any sort of chance that could have been had by the double up Gaming offense. The double up Gaming started to add some pressure here, add some shots. Ttil and Emelee needs to get this ball out. They're trying to let this clock run down, let game 1 be theirs. They have 3 goals in the lead with 90 seconds remaining. We'd love to have it end that way. As this one infield, Beige not going for the shot. Plasma's going to clear it long. Dimensions is last back. Kicks it off the corner. In for Beige. Beige. And the speed there to catch up to that one. Titl and Emelee looking very strong so far in this series. It's passed in field. Spoonie to clear it. And Canine Bird respond by hitting it back. Pinched away. That's the sidewall. Going in field. Spoonie can't touch it. And it's Canine Bird to clear it back. Titl and Emelee trying to let as much of this clock run off as possible. As Spoonie is now demoed. Here comes Plasma. Fakes round 1. Can't get past Dimensions. Plasma, a surprisingly strong offense from him on a team that he has not played on before. Of course, a lot of these players do play in the six-mans with each other, but they have not. Plasma just being a surprise sub here for them. He's giving them hope, and now assists Spoonie to a 2nd goal. And Plasma involved in so many of these plays to give Double Up Gaming some hope with 20 seconds remaining. Double Up Gaming now needs to get 2 goals in fairly quick succession if they want to get back. This could be their chance to do so. Beige off the corner trying to clear it long, and he does. Clears it away past Plasma. Back for Frost. Frost back downfield. Dimensions is there. Should let this one drop. Titl and Emelee gonna take game 1 and let this one drop as quickly as possible. They do. Game 1 over. And that will be the end of that one. Still though, 2 more for them to win to take this series. Titl and Emelee And we aren't even going to do a map rotation. We want to get this done as quickly and efficiently as possible. They do have a match right after this, and they don't want to be late to it, so... Of course, I understand that fully from them, so... We're going to get as ready as quickly as possible. And now we have Spoony leaving, so... Hopefully, again, there's not any issues on the double up gaming side. Changing his preset. Why is he changing his preset? Oh, now he's back. There he is. Spoony just left to change his preset. You can change your preset in the lobby as well, but... I get it. Maybe he wants to create an entirely new one. We got a game 2. And for game number 2... So when Emelee could use this to get series points. They held off strong in game 1, although at the very end of that game, it looked like the double up gaming, and really specifically Plasma, utilizing his own strong plays. Ttil and Emelee looking for something to respond back with, as that one in field. Shot almost there from Beige to give his team an early lead. Ttil and Emelee scored, I believe, 3 goals at the start of the game. And scored a 4th one later, as now they're all kind of stuck in their own half. Ttil and Emelee needs to get this out. Dimensions to double tap it away. And that one past Spoony, he doesn't have boost. As Ttil and Emelee still looking for just 1 goal to give themselves a good lead here. Passing full Dimensions, can't get it, and Spoony's going to clear it. Ttil and Emelee still searching for a goal. Took him about 1.5 minutes in the first game to get it. Beige clears away, looking for that solo play. He doesn't have the boost though, Frost to clear it. That forces 2 players out from double up gaming. And Ttil and Emelee still searching. Beige up for Dimensions. Dimensions trying to tap it down. Went for a bit of a flashy play, but he couldn't get it. Canine Bird saved away by Spoony. Ttil and Emelee. A strong shot there from Canine Bird, but that's all that was in that offense. They need to get more shots. Here's one from Canine Bird. Just as I say, they need more shots. Canine Bird brings the heat and brings the first goal for Ttil and Emelee. This kickoff will favor Ttil and Emelee, actually. It's going to go in for Canine Bird. He gets one off the kickoff. And a quick second goal from Canine Bird. As this kickoff dominated by Ttil and Emelee. And what a way to get yourself the second goal of the game. Ttil and Emelee now winning another kickoff. Just domination here at the kickoff spot. That's one part of the game that they're seeming to lead, but here comes Spoony, trying to get past one. He's now getting absolutely destroyed by Dimensions. Dimensions lets him fall on top of his car and trip him up. Emelee, looking for a bump there on Spoony, try to make the field open for Canine Bird to get his 3rd goal, but he do so, double up. And clear it to the back wall, cleared away by Dimensions all the way back. Beige can't touch it. Here comes Frost off the crossbar. And Plasma sits back, lets Dimensions do what Dimensions is going to do. And that is a solo play out of defense. Ttil and Emelee, this is enough to win it. They got scored on twice last game, though. They would have to score at least 3 goals to force an even bigger response from double up gaming. Plasma, Beige to hit it out to the side to Canine Bird. Looking cross. He can't get it. Oh, and Spoony doesn't get the clear he wanted. He wanted 2 touches off that corner. Canine Bird doesn't go for this. Beige sits back. Plasma's there to challenge. Ttil and Emelee, again, a slow, methodical team. You can outpace them. They're not the fastest team in this league. And they're definitely not known for their speed. They're more known for their control. And their demos, apparently. Dimensions going after everybody right now on the double up gaming defensive side. If anybody's blue, they're his targets. Demos can open up the field here for Ttil and Emelee, giving them more space to use and to get that 3rd goal that they are probably looking for. Is this one? Oh no. There we go. Something popped up on my screen. Beige. Cross map, can't find Dimensions, and he's actually going to turn away there. Beige and Dimensions, miscommunication on their own back half. Will lead to double up gaming getting a chance. They haven't gotten a shot yet. Here it is from Plasma, though. And again, I caster curse the shots. Here comes Plasma. Once again. Getting involved in the goals for Double Up Gaming. This time he has to bully his way through multiple Titl and Emelee defenders. And now Double Up Gaming only one goal away from tying it. Oh, and Emelee would really like to sweep out Double Up Gaming. Dimensions clears it. Canine Bird needs to keep it in his possession. Trying to get the shot. Spoony saves it. And we are looking to the other Double Up Gaming defender players to see if they can get themselves more involved in the offense. We've seen them get involved, but not as much as Plasma. Plasma's been and has had an MVP level performance for a player in his sort of a situation. It's very rare to see subs do so well. And Frost now. Plasma with the assist. But it's Frost with the goal. Titl and Emelee were too comfortable for too long, and this happened in game 1 where at the end of the game, Double Up Gaming ran with the momentum, and Titl and Emelee seem to get a bit comfortable. They need one more goal. They have a minute to get it. Run back Beige to clear it into the corner, trying to have it bounce back in. Emelee would not want to have Double Up Gaming take a lead on them. Dimensions trying to get a second, can't do so. And Titl and Emelee, no one really playing a ton of offense for them. They aren't wanting to commit too heavily to anything. Beige infield though, it's Canine Bird! And who else but Canine Bird? He scored all 3 goals for them so far this game. And this one is to take the lead off of Beige's pass off the crossbar. Spoony can't read it. Titl and Emelee now. 44 seconds to win game 2. And there's not a lot of time left for Double Up Gaming to get themselves back. Spoony clears it. It's back. Beige can get it back. And Titl and Emelee needs this clock to run out again. They kind of have a race against the clock here as well. The next match starts at 11 p.m. If they're 10 minutes late to it, it'll be registered as a forfeit loss. It's the IGL playoffs as well, so they can't afford to lose it. And rescheduling is not easy in this league. As Dimensions is trying to pick Plasma. Spoony's there too. He's going to get past him as well. Dimensions air dribbles it. Infield. Canine Bird's not even going to challenge yet. Again, more defense from Titl and Emelee. They don't need to score. All they need to do is not let Double Up Gaming get a shot. As Frost trying to do exactly that. But Titl and Emelee lets it hit the ground. Frost going to get the solo play. And now only one game away from winning the series is Titl and Emelee. It's now 2-0 for them. And this series from Titl and Emelee is showing that they're a better team, but definitely need to be a bit cautious of how comfortable they can get at the end of these games. As Titl and Emelee again, they're in a race against the clock here. Need to have the series finish up by 11, so a sweep would be the best way to do it. This could be a very quick series. Double Up Gaming using some time here to think up a new game plan. And it seems like Frost is trying to use as much time as he can out of Titl and Emelee. I don't know if he knows the situation they're in, but yeah, it seems like Double Up Gaming trying to slow down this momentum a little bit. Titl and Emelee just need to have one more game that they need to win. And this is the game to do it. If Titl and Emelee having any loss will really put their second game at jeopardy of even happening. A win here would be great, but it's going to start off with a Double Up Gaming offense saved away by Beige. As Plasma once again with the pass there. So Plasma getting involved in this offense. He's still making things work, but he's passing a lot more than shooting. He's assisting a lot of these goals. And get involved to help out Double Up Gaming in any place he can. Come on, Emelee. So close here. Spoony can't get the touch. Dimensions. Dunks out Spoony. Keeping it in the blue half. Every single game, Titl and Emelee's had less and less success on offense, but still able to score 3 goals last game. Enough to beat out Double Up Gaming. Would really be detrimental to them if Double Up Gaming could score first, get that momentum going. And we don't really know how Titl and Emelee will play. And a lot of teams play differently when they're down. I don't know how Titl and Emelee plays when they're down, but definitely wouldn't be easy, as Spoonie actually pre-jumped his way into that save. It was K9 Bird to get all 3 goals last game for them. But for Titl and Emelee, it would be tough to rely on that on one player doing all their goal scoring. It's not a bad thing for them. And all of them are getting involved, but it's not easy to rely on one player. Especially since once that player gets shut down, then you need to think of a whole new option. This Beach was looking for an infield pass, couldn't get it. Here's Dimensions though. And Titl and Emelee using the midfield to put Double Up Gaming in a stronghold, in a grip, in a headlock, trying to take away any sort of chance that they can get to score on them. Titl and Emelee now on offense. Dimensions flicks up past Plasma. It's in front of the net. Dimensions doesn't get it. Here comes Beige, but Plasma in to take away the chance. Double Up Gaming survive. Frost through the back wall. It's infield for Plasma. Off the crossbar. Titl and Emelee still need to get this rid. Dimensions challenged by Spoonie. Titl and Emelee though win that challenge, and the ball is out of their own half. Both teams getting chances on offense, but not able to score on them. Spoonie now to the corner. Oh, and Dimensions taken off the field. K9 Bird stopped by Spoonie. Here comes Beige. He gets through Plasma, but still needs to find an option in field to pass to. Or maybe he does it himself. That's 2 players now out. Titl and Emelee trying to get a bit desperate here to get that first goal. This Titl and Emelee were half the game done, and for them, a shot seldom coming, and goals still not there. Titl and Emelee so close to it. Double Up Gaming, they are better when the games get longer. Titl and Emelee seems to do better and better. Titl and Emelee must know that the late game has been dominated so far by Double Up Gaming. They've been able to adapt every single game better and better, but this game could be the last. The Spoonie's gonna reach back for that save. K9 Bird can't find the nets, and Titl and Emelee, well, they have had better offense. They have had more offense. Those shots still not there. They're reeling from a lack of offense they've had. As this one in from K9 Bird, the offense cracks the defense for Titl and Emelee. It took them 3.5 minutes to do it. But Dimensions is pass in field. The K9 Bird can take advantage of the defense sitting far back. Titl and Emelee, so close. Beige Plasma to clear it away. And K9 Bird doesn't flip properly. Spoonie gonna dunk out Dimensions. Beige is on the back line. Cannot let Double Up Gaming get a goal. With how strong Double Up Gaming is getting every single minute, any goal could completely flip this momentum, could completely flip the game plan. But Titl and Emelee getting a goal would actually be really useful for them. Beige is the one that's looking for it. Infield, K9 Bird is up. K9 Bird shoots it off the crossbar. Dimensions to keep in pressure, but he's now getting overwhelmed, but not for too long. He's going to keep flicking it around, trying to take him away the boost from Double Up Gaming. K9 Bird back in. And Spoonie almost own goals, using his own post to get that clear. Frost, infield past K9. Dimensions is there. And Spoonie to tap it down. And Beige, trying to look for a clear, but Titl and Emelee, all of them in the same corner. As well as, at the end of this game, it's kind of becoming a mad scramble for Titl and Emelee, just to get rid of this ball and force Double Up Gaming to use as much time as possible on their own defensive half. This one in field, Beige is actually able to read that one. Into the final 30 seconds, Double Up Gaming, all they need is a goal to force overtime on Titl 1. Dimensions, though, past 1, flicks it to the corner. Can Titl and Emelee sweep Double Up Gaming? But this one cleared away by Spoonie. Last seconds here. Double Up Gaming need it now more than ever. And they need to go the entire length of the field to do so. They can't let the ball drop. But they will. Titl and Emelee sweeps out Double Up Gaming. And now that ends that series. We'll have another one coming up in just a few minutes as well. Not even taking any breaks. Titl and Emelee sweep Double Up Gaming to a win. As we're immediately going to go to our second and final series of the night. Team Thanatos versus Titl and Emelee. Okay, now this one, we won't actually have to skip replays. As I'm going to quickly make the lobby. Again, I'm gonna make it. Again, I'm gonna make the lobby, make sure that everyone's doing well. Again, we have another series here. It's Titl and Emelee now versus Team Thanatos. Coming right off a win is Titl and Emelee, as I'm going to also make sure we get another prediction poll going. And we're going to make sure we get in quickly because this series is actually planned to start right now. Titl and Emelee, though, again, that race against the clock, they win against the clock. Now that their season's 8-4 in the up-and-coming cup. But this one, this is Indy Gaming League. Those records, not really all that important, but if anybody's wondering, Titl and Emelee's 3-3 in their division. Thanatos, 5-1. Go to the webpage view. As there they are. They are the number 7 match down there. Thanatos is the 3rd seed. Titl and Emelee the number 14. And a huge series for them, as they are here on time. And so is Thanatos. We're immediately getting into another series, everybody. Let's immediately make this next prediction. There you guys go. You guys can vote who you think will win during the series. And maybe you'll win more points. Thanatos, the blue side. Emelee, once again, on orange. Series is wiped. It's a best of 5. We are going to have map rotation this time. It will be Ttil, or Ttil, actually, probably. Geo and Little Giant playing against the same three players of Dimensions. Canine Bird and Beige. Titl and Emelee, can they go 2-0 tonight? This is going to be a much tougher match for them, though. Thanatos, again, the 3rd seed in the division. Titl and Emelee, only the 14th. Titl and Emelee got in just barely. Had to go 3-3. And that's a record I consider the just barely record. The record that will guarantee that you make it in, but it won't be easy when you make it in that way because your first round is going to be very difficult. You're going to be the underdog in most matches. And who knows, some teams do like that underdog pressure, but most teams like to be the favorites. You get a lot of confidence that way as well. These teams have played each other before. And Thanatos won 3-1, but that can all change here in the playoffs. Canine Bird, hot off of his successes in games 2 and 3 against Double Up Gaming, will get the first goal of the series against Thanatos. And I'm going to correct my game. It's actually not on correctly. There we go. Because now it's your time to predict who you think will win as well. Remember, there is a prediction poll going. The team's already immediately in the lobby. On Emelee. So again, they went 3-0 against Double Up. Probably won't be that easy against Thanatos, as they're going to need to bring a lot of heat to Thanatos. Lucky enough for them, they do have that momentum with them after just beating Double Up. This one, rolling. It's going to go in. And Titl and Emelee, with a play that they very easily could have not done. Dimensions hits it back towards his own net. Beige was bumped by Little Giant. I don't think Little Giant expected that bump to actually work, but it did. As a follow coming in from Hippie Bray, welcome to this buddy's stream. Thank you for joining along. Hopefully your evening's been going well. This is our second and final series of the night between Team Thanatos in the blue, Titl and Emelee in the orange. It is an Indy Gaming League 3v3 match. It is, I believe, Tier 3. 3v3 match, and this is the round of 16. Meaning that if you lose here, you're out of the whole tournament. Doesn't matter how well your season's gone. You can't get wins here. You're not winning that championship. Titl and Emelee knows that. Thanatos definitely know that. Thanatos part of the benevolent organization. Was I supposed to cast the DYS match? I was, actually. And Norik didn't show up for it, so it registers as a forfeit. The stream VOD is not up anymore. I deleted it. to an infield dimensions. You'll see I also posted an update on Twitter that the match didn't show up because one of the teams forfeited, so I deleted the post as well with that. I did it. It just is that nothing actually happened. It was about 20 minutes of just waiting and getting bullied by Double Up Gaming players. Or teased, whichever one you want. As Geo shot on target. Dimensions on his line has to make the save. Little Giant in! He's gonna get through! And a slow reaction from Titl and Emelee on defense. All of them are in their own net. Dimensions makes the first save, but Canine Bird slow to react. Can't make this follow-up. You're hoping a win is a win, but you're hoping to play. Yeah, I know. It does suck. I personally don't like forfeits as well. I always like to reschedule, but you know, sometimes it happens in Rocket League where you just take a forfeit, I guess. Thanatos now in the lead in this game. And it feels like it was only about a minute ago when Emelee scored first, but Thanatos taking it right back to him. As demoed out by Beige. Dimensions to the back wall. Follow up is his. Shot is saved by Geo. He didn't have any boost. Seems to be a constant problem here for Titl and Emelee. A lot of players running on low boost, having to pick up those big boost pads and put themselves out of position. Thanatos trying to control the field. Dimensions his flick. Little Ttil. And Dimensions actually hits it back to his own net. Little Giant notices. He's trying to jump up to that one. Involved in anything. He seems to be that disruptive kind of player for them, where he can be the one to jump in if he thinks that he can take anything, force the defense to make a mistake, jump for something, prove that they can actually get it. Little Giant's that kind of disruptor. Very similar to players like Rapid in the RLCS. Titl and Emelee though, trying to find one back. Saves on the goal line. Thanatos still in the lead. They're trying to take game one. Little Giant as well, trying to secure it. He scored 3 goals on 4 shots, and it's Little Giant to play aggressive, play disruptive, and get the goals when his team needs them. Putting the team on his back in game 1. Titl and Emelee again, they also came off of momentum, so this is going to be the best that they'll probably be. This will probably be the best one that they could have gotten coming into a series. Playing with momentum. 3 games straight, 3 wins, although they weren't easy against Double Up. I think all of them were. Actually, no, the first one is actually a 2-goal difference, but they were all incredibly close. Double Up almost came back in every single one of them, but at the end, it was Titl and Emelee to sweep them. Bees downed out by Geo. And Little Giant slowing the pace of the play down. Instead of trying to outpace Titl and Emelee, which is a play that a lot of teams do. Instead, trying to slow it down, force them to do something! But Canine Bird! Oh my goodness! Holy! What in the world was that? Bees up the Canine Bird and he jumps off the back wall and redirects it down. He finds the part of the net that Ttil is not covering. Canine Bird trying to get his team back. And he's been the goal scorer for them at the end of last series and at the beginning of this one. Titl won Emelee. And it's Canine Bird to give them a stylish goal. They're not out of it just yet. Canine Bird trying to put it back in. And that shot, well, if you want to call it that, was not even close to being on target. Ttil clears it away. Canine Bird has to save it. Does. Looks a bit awkward doing so, but a save is a save, and he's able to take it downfield. Titl and Emelee looking for one more goal to tie it up. 10 seconds remaining. Beige faked out by Ttil. Shot. Flick. Not in the net. Canine Bird to give Titl and Emelee last chance. Shot off the back wall. Who's in there? Beige can't read it. Thanatos drops it down to the ground. They end game 1. And Thanatos, it's a win for them. Titl and Emelee, all that momentum they grabbed. Now they have to bring it back up. As that will end game 1. We're going to get a map rotation as well. And what a shot, though. Even though they lost, that shot from Canine Bird, one of the best redirects I've ever seen someone hit. Period. What an insane shot that was. Off the back wall to tap it down. Sadly, it was futile. Thanatos just playing. Just relying on Little Giant to be that disruptor, and he is definitely taking advantage of Titl and Emelee's slow defense. And here's game 2. It's going to start in any moment now. Doesn't seem like we're going to take as much time as possible. We'll be going to the Aquadome to watch it, and Thanatos up by 1 game. Here, maybe even to win another. Here we go, 5 more minutes. And Thanatos take series points. It looks good at the start of game 1, but once again, seems like the losing team comes back at the end of these ends of these games. It isn't enough. Titl and Emelee's gonna need to give themselves a little more help here than with having like 10 in the final seconds of the game. They really need to put themselves back in this. They need to make it competitive every single step of the way. Dimensions looking for up-step reset, can't get it. A little bit too difficult for a player like him, but not impossible. As Titl and Emelee still looking for that goal to give them a good start. It's Gio to clear it long. Beige is in field, but it's Dimensions getting dunked out by Gio. Thanatos, again, they play disruptive. That's what they're doing to Titl and Emelee, and that's how they're beating them. Although I've talked a lot about Little Giant doing that. Every player on that team has the ability to go upfield and dunk them out, play for super aggressive challenges, get in the face. As that's not a great touch, Gio takes advantage. And Titl and Emelee drops first. I'm going to quickly fix that title that I have. There we go. Still need to get in the actual game. There we go. It's all fixed. All good now. Title's been fixed. Itzplee? Is it Itzplee or Itzply? Is there anybody from Thanatos that can tell me if it's Itzply or Itzplee? I didn't actually ask him about it. I'm gonna call him Itzplee. As Canine Bird, this shot bounces off the crossbar. Here comes Beige in. 2 touches, it's over! Canine Bird doesn't read it. Dimensions does. Titl and Emelee answers back, but it was almost gone to the wayside with Canine Bird's missed opportunity here. As he overextends for that shot. Dimensions though. Third man coming in with the cleanup. With the broom. Simply. Okay, it is Itzplee. Thank you. In a weird way. Okay, well, I'll call him Itzplee. Thank you, man. Canine Bird. Do the back roll, looking for a double. Double down! Gio saves! Here comes Dimensions! Once again, cleaning up for the offense Titl and Emelee's making. Now they take the lead in game 2. As Canine Bird double tap. Gio saves it on the line, but it's not enough to get past the Dimensions as he comes in to finish it. Titl and Emelee now with the lead. Can they hold it? There's 3 minutes remaining. Another goal will make this job much easier for them. Gio. The corner Dimensions, but stopped out by Gio, and Little Giant in, saved away by Beige. As once again, every save that Titl and Emelee makes will keep them in the lead. Maybe that's a good feeling for them as well. And that every play that they make on defense, as I'm not speaking properly, every good play they make on defense means that they're going to be 1 step closer to winning out game 2 and putting their first good step forward in winning the series, going further in the tournaments. You're trying to dribble past Dimensions. Dimensions clears it away, flicks it. Out to the back wall. Dimensions doesn't get the touch. Neither does he. And players not really able to make contact as this one in. Beige. Clears it back away. Little Giant. Not getting dunked out just yet. Infield pass to Gio. Gio's going to find the targets. And you knew he was going to score as soon as Little Giant saw him in the midfield. Titl and Emelee's Canine Bird with no chance of being able to get that save. He went up for it, tried to cut down the angle as fast as possible, but Simply Giant finds his teammate. Now it's 2-2. On Emelee. And Team Thanatos playing close in this series, but Google takes it. And it's in the mid. A lot of players flailing, and it's Gio to come up with it. So far in the 2 games that we've seen, there's only been 1 player scoring all the goals for them. Last game it was Little Giant. This is scoring 3 goals. This time it's Gio now scoring 3 goals. Titl and Emelee as Dimension scoring both their goals this game. A loss here will mean that they're going to be out of the tournament. And it feels like they're just one step away from getting there. It seems like they just aren't playing. They're just playing just not good enough. Which must be a bit infuriating for a team, knowing that you're almost there. You're competing with them. It's not even a blowout. But you're just barely edged out. It's all about this aggression from Thanatos as well. Their ability to disrupt Ttil and Emelee's defense. It's not even about the aggression. They just pick out good times to challenge. And they clear it downfield now. What do Ttil and Emelee? What can Ttil and Emelee do to challenge this ball? Because again, Thanatos will not let up. They love to get themselves in there. They're rotating well in the midfield as well. They're not playing all disruption as well. They're not everybody is all upfield. They do have people sitting in the midfield for Thanatos, so it's a good idea, but Dimensions traverses the field. And it's a shoot-off between Geo and Dimensions. Who will score last? And that question could be solved. It will be solved in these last 55 seconds, maybe. The last seconds of regulation. If not, we go to overtime. Or will someone else step up? Dimension shot saved away by Geo. Again, this is the only two players that have scored this game. Already where it's the offense is so reliant on one player to doing the shooting. They both have hat tricks. Question is now, does anybody else get a goal? Will it be just Geo and Dimensions with a shootout? Little Giant was involved in game 1. Maybe he can get involved here. Or maybe Ttil. Canine Bird, we saw him get 2 goals last game, and most of the goals to end off that win against Double Up. This one infield, Double Up can clear it, and they survive again, but still, Ttil and Emelee is going to still look for that last opportunity. Popped out by Bees. Ttil can't get the clear, and looks like it's going to be dropped by Double Up. It will. Game 2 will go to overtime. One more goal. Who will be the one to score it? What team will be ending off this game more pleased? It's a hard-fought game for both these teams. Only one of them can win it. As Bees is long clear, Geo there to save it, but Bees coming back, shot! Slady can't save it from Little Giant, and Bees will score, winning out the overtime as Geo jumps early to make that clear. Had he known no one was on top of him, I'm sure he would have taken more time to get that. Ttil and Emelee, and it's that small misplay in overtime that allows Bees to score the overtime winner. It will be someone else to score to win it. This shootout from Dimensions, and Geo ends with a goal from Beige. Is you saying water break? Yeah, I might need a water break, man. Yeah, I'll get a water break for you. There you go, game 3. And this is on for DFH Stadium. Both teams 1-1. As here's the water break. There you go. Here's your water break, Turner. Both teams taking a little bit of time here. We do have a guaranteed game 4. Game 3, though, will decide who could win it in Game 4, who could win it on Utopia Coliseum. Which team will edge out? Again, it's been a 1-goal difference in both these games. It could stay the same for the entirety of the series. That's why seeding, while great in the Indy Gaming League and definitely important, at the end of the day, it just depends on how you play during the day in the playoffs. So your seeding can be great for you, but if you can't play up to the level of the competition that you play against, seeding can just be thrown out the window. Ttil shot off the back roll, saved away by Dimensions, and both these teams, while they had both played each other during the regular season, again won by Thanatos 3-1. They both have one team that they both played, and that was CS for Cookie, who we actually have seen play against Titl and Emelee on the stream before. It was a win for Titl and Emelee. I believe it was a... Oh, I actually would have to check, but I believe it might have been a... I think it was a 3-1 victory for Titl and Emelee when they played them. For Thanatos, it was a 3-2 win earlier in the season against CS for Cookie. As this play saved away by Beige. Back down at Dimensions, trying to get through. Here comes Geo! Tried to fake out the defense, couldn't do so, and Canine Bird to clear it. Little Giant back, demoed away by Beige, infield, and cleared away by Itzpley. Dimensions flicks it past Little Giant, but Geo's in there. Again, disruption, but this time it doesn't work. So Emelee catching Thanatos on the back foot, but Thanatos stays strong. But this one jumped towards the net. It's off the post. Beige didn't even jump for it. He had so much faith in the backboard to save it for him. I don't know if I'd have those same balls of steel at this position. Little Giant, weak one, saved away by Dimensions, but that also forces Canine Bird to jump as well. So Emelee needs to relax. They can't be so jumpy on defense. Thanatos will just continue to shoot on them if they are. They might even slow the play down a little bit just to force Emelee maybe to jump early. Give up what they're trying to do. Swim back, Beige. Little Giant challenging him. Itzpley off the back wall. Infield for Geo. Geo's shot saved away by Canine Bird. And Itzpley back the other way. Bouncing down. Giant. Little Giant infield pass. Anybody can read it. It'll be Titl and Emelee. Both players actually get a touch on it. It's a bit of an incidental contact, but they are very happy with that happen because it does force Thanatos to have to respect the clear. Still no goals in Game 3. This game, the lowest scoring in the series thus far. Dimensions. Field can't get it, and after a 7-goal game, thought maybe these teams would continue scoring, but no, they've both playing a little, both not able to get as much success. As that shooting's just been slightly off target for both these teams. The defense hasn't been insane, but it's held up for both teams. But if the shooting isn't on target, then the defense doesn't have anything to really worry about. Oh, and then we're still trying to break out. Break free of the clutches of Team Thanatos. Team Thanatos that has beaten them here before. Beige. Great touch as well. Trying to get past Itzpley. Can't do so. And Itzpley back the other way. And whoever wins this, again, with a chance of winning it in Game 4, force the other team, one, to maybe have a bit of a lower morale, knowing that they didn't have to win both Games 4 and 5, but also just for the fact that forcing a team to have to win going to Game 5 is incredibly difficult. As Dimensions gets up, gets a second save, and Itzpley's coming in, and Thanatos starting to break down the defense. Itzpley, infield for Geo! Geo can't put it on target. Thanatos caught everybody on Titl and Emelee out of their nets and diving. But the shot from Geo not there, and that's a consistent issue for both these teams in Game 3. Shooting, not like what it was last game. No one has been able to step up so far. As we head into the final minute of regulation, someone has to put the ball in the nets. How will we find out who it will be? It'll just be by watching and seeing who will get a good shot. Dimensions infield pass. Still not looking for it. Titl and Emelee have gone for a couple of those, but every single time they have, it hasn't resulted in a goal. It's actually resulted in a pass being too high, too strong. Titl and Emelee still looking. It's Beige to the back wall, looking for a double down. Off the post, Geo gets one touch out, and Itzpley to go back. Canine Bird can keep it in the corner. And a great roll-up for him as well, meaning he can get this one out. But not past Geo. That's the first man in the rotation for Team Thanatos. With seconds left, all they need is one. Itzpley in the mid. Here comes Geo. Geo to end it. Stopped away. Still up. Little Giant can't get the touch. And we go to our second overtime in a row. But this time, no one has scored yet. Last overtime ended fairly quickly from a panic play on defense from Thanatos. It was from Geo as well. Both these teams might be getting a little bit nervous here, knowing the importance of Game 3. Nerves, we saw that affect teams before in the playoffs. Both these teams might be feeling it here right now. And this one almost finds its way in. No one on Thanatos jumped for it. A lot of faith in that one hitting the post. Again, maybe a bit too faithful in their own post. I would not be so trustworthy. It's Plea. Alright, gonna bump out Bees. Again, the post is, as I'm talking about it, the post, seeing out some of these teams, some of these the chances, and again, I'm not so faithful with the post, because the post, while it can save you, it can also be detrimental. It can also bounce off the post and go in, which is just tough, difficult to deal with. And at this point, taking chances may not be the best of options. Ttil and Emelee starting to pile on the defense. They won last overtime, and they're going to win this one too. The infield pass now finds Dimensions, and they've been going for it all game long. Finally, one connects, and it's Dimensions to score. Ttil and Emelee now up 2-1. And now they have the lead in the series. With one more win, they will move on to the quarterfinals. The question is, will they get one more win? The shooting in this game has been terrible at best. It has not been great. Both these teams have missed a lot of open opportunities. They're not going to want to do the same thing for Game 4. Because you need goals to win, and as much as you can rely on your defense, if you're not scoring, then that's half of your team gone. That's half of your play gone. You need to have both offense and defense to win championships. The midfield has been pretty strong for Ttil and Emelee, though. Every single time they've gone into overtime in the last two games, they won it, and that's because the midfield was able to stay strong. A lot of times the midfield is very hesitant. They don't want to go for 50s. Ttil and Emelee, though, will sometimes go into them full force. Is now Ttil and Emelee the chance to win it. And they could do it here. With Game 4, 5 minutes on the clock. It took over 5 minutes for them to get a goal last game, as we've had almost a 1.5 game drought here for Thanatos. Goalless for the end of game number 2 and for the entirety of game number 4, as now Canine Bird will score to give Ttil and Emelee a good start once again. And the 50-50 is not working. Mentions tap down, and Itzplay doesn't jump for it. He doesn't expect Canine Bird to jump in so early. But he's starting to feel the disruption book back at Thanatos. Ttil and Emelee trying to take a page out of Thanatos' plays, and that's what was so good from Thanatos earlier in this series. But they haven't been able to score ever since that slinger in Game 2. Itzplay out for Little Giant. Instead, no, Gio will go for it himself. Tap down to Itzplay, but Itzplay can't catch up. Oh, and Emelee trying to infield pass. A miss in the midfield, but no one there to capitalize. Ttil and Emelee still 1-0 up. And at this point, this would be enough to win out the last game, but you're Ttil and Emelee, you think surely that can't be enough to beat out Thanatos. Again, everybody will talk about that game being 1-0 going to 1-0 overtime, but the game before that was 7 goals scored by both teams, so 7-goal collective. I don't know if we'll see that repeated itself. That's how quickly these games can change. This one tapped down. Beige to clear it away. Gio back, and Beige is going to demo Gio out, giving Thanatos, again, a taste of their own medicine. Ttil and Emelee, they are known to play a pretty defensive rotation. They don't like to play super aggressive. But now, starting to kind of play a bit more proactive on defense. Trying to take the fight to Thanatos in their own half. Rare you see a defense do that, because it's just so difficult when you have to react to the play against you. Beige to clear it to the corner. Can he pitch it infield for Dimensions? Dunk play off the crossbar. Giant doesn't get it. Thanatos again, given space. Ttil and Emelee again still play defensive. They don't want to commit too heavily, but You think maybe this disruption play they're having is working, as that bump is a great bump. Little Giant now required to waste some time here for Thanatos. And he does. He gets past 2 players as well. Lick trying to not get demoed by Dimensions. And just going to bump him, but Geo is in there. And Emelee has to backtrack. Thanatos. All chances drying up on offense. Their defense holding on, but with 1 goal down, they need a goal back. Ttil and Emelee starting to become a bit more of a brick wall. Thanatos needs to find some sort of an outplay. Ttil and Emelee isn't going to give them any odd man rushes, any breakaway chances. They need to really suffocate Ttil and Emelee if they want to get those goals. That's how Ttil and Emelee's defense works. And they need to control them. But so far, Ttil and Emelee are just holding control. Now this shot saved away by Dimensions. Emelee so close to the end of the series. All we need to do is hold on. 1 more goal and they might push Thanatos out of the bracket. Geo and Beige collide together. Little Giant tap down, but Canine Bird there. It's Plea. Up to Little Giant, but Little Giant isn't even going to jump. Beige is there way faster than he is. There comes Little Giant. Canine Bird to save it. Once again, Thanatos, these shots not really putting any pressure on Ttil and Emelee. And Emelee happy to take these shots. They're not that strong. They're not that creative. They're not that strong. Whoop, sorry, they're not that well placed. And Ttil and Emelee is fine with that. They're just trying to hold it out. 60 seconds left now. And Thanatos in need of a goal. They're scoreless at last game. Would hate to be scoreless at the end of this one to end off their season. They're not going down without a fight though. But the goal needs to come from somewhere and from someone. Ttil and Emelee though looking for 1 goal to try to end this series once and for all. Canine Bird shot. It's fleeing to save it, and he can look for a clear as well, as Geo's now going to dish it out. Dunk play infield. Canine Bird to clear it. Beige can't really follow it. He doesn't have any boost. Looking to try to take the one in the corner, but it's taken away from him by a player on Thanatos. As final seconds, Thanatos need 1 more shot, 1 more chance. Will it even come to them? They lost. They won 3-1 last time. Now all Ttil and Emelee needs to do is drop it, and they'll win 3-1 in this game, in this series, in the series that matters most. It drops. Ttil and Emelee 3-1 win over Team Thanatos. Now they're 2-0 on the day. That's 2 1-goal games back to back. Take the series and make it their own. As what a series it was indeed. Oh, and Emelee wins it by a singular goal. As again, great win for them. They definitely needed it. But before we continue on and see if and end the stream, I do need to give you guys an announcement. Make sure to stay here for the announcement. It's a quick one. I promise you guys. It's an important announcement. I am obviously, as a lot of you guys probably know, I have joined Beyond Ranked as one of their featured clipcasters. Make sure to go to my Beyond Ranked link in the chat below to book me. Send in your favorite clip, your coolest clip, your funniest clip. I don't care. Send in a clip. It's Gift Your Game, Metal, and Twitch clips. Send them in, and I'll react to them for you guys. Make sure to send them into my link again that I've shown you guys down below for Beyond Ranked. I promise you guys won't regret it. It's a great opportunity given to me by Beyond Ranked, and I want to thank them so much for giving me this chance to, I guess, support you guys even more. But again, if you want to get involved, click on that link. Book me in Beyond Ranked to commentate your plays. As now with the advertisement over, that will end the final series today. I don't know. We're gonna get an interview with the Ttil and Emelee players. I don't think we will. Instead, we're gonna go quickly to a raid here. End off the stream for the night. Do you guys have anybody that you think I should raid? I'm trying to see if there's anybody that I might want to raid. Curly Sensei is live. Actually, let's go raid Curly Sensei. Here we go. Let's raid Curly Sensei. He's playing some Rock League too. Great guy. Everybody should go show him some support. Let's go raid Curly Sensei. Oh, thank you guys so much for joining. We'll see you guys tomorrow for 3 matches in the Indie Gaming League.